Are you waffling between a standard L and a Grand L Series Kubota tractor? Well, today I'm going to go over the majority of the differences between the two. Hey guys, Zach here from Kubota Lynchburg, and today I wanted to show you the main differences between a standard L Series tractor and a Grand L Series tractor. So Kubota makes two main series of L Series, what I'll call a standard series that ends in an 02, and the Grand Series that ends in a 60. Now there might be some previous model variations, 01s and 40s and 50s, but a Grand L versus a standard L. And a Grand L is what I'm going to call a very deluxe model, where a standard L is realistically a more bare bones model. So over here we have all of our standard L models tractors, starting with the 4802. This is the biggest standard L, all the way down to the little 2502. And what you get is you get a very heavy duty workhorse with all the features you really need to get work done, but without some of those costly extra comfort features and deluxe things that you might not need, but you might really want. So I'm gonna kind of go over the standard L first, some of the basics of it. On your loader, you're gonna see a loader arm number. So an LA765 or an LA526. This stands for loader arms and kilograms of lift capacity. So on the smaller standard Ls, you can go from a 25 to a 39 horsepower tractor. Now that might match up in horsepower that you're looking for compared to the Grand L L3560, which is a 35 horsepower, kind of between the 33 and the 39, or an L4060. So if you're looking at a 40 horsepower tractor, you might say, well, I can get a 3902 or I can get an L4060. And realistically, the 4802 is going to measure up more closer to the 4060. And there's reasons why, and mainly it's due to your loader lift capacity and your actual weight of the tractor. So these tractors with front end loaders and fluid filled tires, you're weighing probably low 4,000 pound range. Whereas these, you're getting closer to the 5,000, even up to the 6,000, 6,500 pound range as you move up in size. And your lift capacity is the important part. So a lot of people want to be able to pick up a little bit more than your standard L smaller ones. So this one with the 765 kilograms or 1,600 pounds of lift capacity, you can pick up a good amount of material. Now, being a standard, we don't have a ton of fancy features. Now we do have some nice things like LED headlights, rubber floor mats. You have a basic suspension seat option to it. So you do have a little bit of adjustment here. No armrests, no tilt steering column or anything like that. It's a very hot seat in the sunlight, but you have a suspension seat. You don't have tilt steering column. This one actually in hydrostat does come standard with cruise control, but it's a manual lever versus like a button or anything like that. So it's not as integrated. And your dashboard is very simple, basic. It gives you fuel, RPMs, temperature, and hours, nothing else. So just keep that in mind as we go forward. Now this 4802 in the smaller standard L series, you can get in either gear drive or a 3-range hydrostat transmission, but only a 3-range hydrostat transmission. So when we go to the Grand Ls, we're gonna have a 6-range hydrostat transmission, which is very easy to switch between ranges, and it is sweet. So if you're looking for a simple, heavy-duty tractor that's gonna have no issues, no extras, no frills, nothing extra to break or anything, a standard L might be the one for you. Now, I'm gonna go over the features of the Grand L because it's fun and I love them. And so a Grand L, this is a 3560. Now, if I'm standing next to it and I stood next to that 33 or 39 horsepower tractor, you say, well, this is a lot more tractor. It absolutely is. Even though it's technically a smaller engine or smaller horsepower output than the 3902, it is more of a tractor. It's got your bigger loader to it with more lift capacity. It is a nicer engine. It is definitely a nicer transmission. You have bigger tires, bigger bucket, more ground clearance, and of course, all these nice fancy features. So you have on your loader, you've got this bucket level indicator, which is standard. You get the bigger bucket to it. You get about 1,700 pounds of lift capacity. You still get a rubber floor mat, but now on this series, you have an open floor plan. So there's no big metal transmission casing right here, so it's easy on and off. So on the 4802, it'll be that same option where it's kind of open floor plan, but on the smaller ones, it has that hump to it. You have things like a tilt steering column. Might not seem like much, but when you're driving a tractor versus like this, versus down here, a lot more comfortable, over a couple hours, it is nice. You also have what's called this IntelliDisplay, which is a display on it, which gives you a whole bunch of extra readouts and everything. I'll see if I can throw my key in here and show you guys real quick. So the display here, it's going to give you a nice welcome screen, and it's going to give you high and low, which I can basically switch with this right here. So low, high. This is your 6-range transmission. It's going to give you trip readings and hour readings, and I can change my displays, fuel economy, rear PTO, RPMs. You can change your throttle responses. You can change your preventative maintenance, all sorts of fun features that it's going to give you on this one. And some other features on here that I really love are the accelerator handle. Well, no, accelerator handle. The handle for your loader controls are back near your shoulder versus up in front where you're reaching forward. So with your armrest down, it's very easy to use, as well as you have a button on the front of it that will actually throttle up your engine automatically. You don't have to raise your RPMs by hand or hit your foot throttle or anything. As you're using your loader, if you need more lift capacity or something like that, you can just hit this button, and it's really nice. You've got a couple other nice features like electronic PTO engagement. Your 3-point hitch is going to be a lot nicer. I'll show you that, guys, on the cab tractor. You have your front guards for your feet to keep the mud off, to keep the snow off. Kind of just keeps the cold weather off of your feet as you're using it. The fuel fill on them, I forgot to mention this sometimes in my videos, the fuel fill on this being down here versus up on top of the hood, huge pain in the butt savings right there, because you can fill it with a can versus on the other tractors, it's always on the hood and you're leaking fuel everywhere and you got to lift it up and pour it. It's not easy. So this is the Grand L. And again, this 6-range hydrostat transmission with the easy forward or easy high and low in each range is really nice. Now you also, on your Grand L, you get this deluxe 3-point hitch. You get telescoping lower link arms, telescoping stabilizer arms, external cylinders for lift capacity, so if they get damaged, you don't have to rip into the transmission housing. All sorts of deluxe features. And now you can also see on this one, on a Grand L, you can get a full cab. AC, heat, radio, defrost, windshield wipers, the whole 9 yards on it. So if you're looking to really get deluxe and you want to be in all the comfort but still have that nice hydrostat transmission and everything, the cab might be the way to go. So in a cab, you have the same controls as an open station, but you add on, of course, your cab with air conditioning, heat, and radios and everything like that to it. So whether you hit a hornet's nest and a whole bunch of bees swarm up, you are safe and secure in here. Or if it's 0 degrees and you want to stay warm, or if it's like today where it's 98 degrees, you can stay cool. It is very nice. So again, if you're looking to spend some more money, you're going to want to be very comfortable in a tractor that you own for a very long time, and every time you go to use it, you want to be happy and smiley. A Grand L might be the one for you. If you like the customization, you like the ability to have every option, every feature, Grand L's the way to go. If you're a homeowner or business owner and you just want bare bones, heavy-duty workhorse, price point machine that's going to be solid, reliable, rugged, and you want to save some money and still get an amazing tractor, you might want to look at the Standard L. So hopefully that explains some of the differences to you guys today. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment below.